Welcome back to our channel Prash. Learning is fun. In this module, I am going to conduct an activity to verify Snell's law. So first of all, let us understand the statement of Snell's law. When light ray travels from one medium to another medium, the ratio of speeds is equal to n2 by n1, which means v1 by v2 is equal to n2 by n1. The light should enter at such an angle that the ratio of sine of angles I and R is equal to the ratio of speeds in the two media. Sin I by sin R is equal to V1 by V2. Let us take this as equation number 2. So this will be our equation number 1. So from 1 and 2 we will get that sin I by sin R is equal to N2 by N1. Now let us understand the statement clearly. So let us consider a ray is moving from air medium to glass medium. So we know that air is a rarer medium and glass is a denser medium. So a ray is moving from air medium to glass medium. So this is our incident ray. So this angle made by this incident ray is angle I. The angle between the normal and the incident ray is called angle of incidence I. And this angle is angle R. This is the angle of refraction. So the angle between the refracted ray and the normal is given by angle of refraction R. So let us consider this is medium 1, so N1, and this is medium 2, N2, whose refractive index are N1 and N2. So speed of the light, let us consider speed of the light is V1 here and V2 is here. So from Snell's law, we observe that sin I by sin R is equal to V1 by V2. And sin I by sin R is equal to N2 by N1. N2 is the refractive index of the glass medium and N1 is the refractive index of air medium. And we know that for the refractive index of air is 1. So we can write Snell's law as sin I by sin R is equal to N2 by N1, and we know that N1 is equal to 1 since it is an air medium. So we will get sin I by sin R is equal to N2. So this N2 is the refractive index of the glass medium. Now let us verify Snell's law. Sin I by sin R is equal to N2 with an activity. So aim of this activity is obtaining the relation between angle of incidence and angle of refraction. Materials required: pro circle, a semicircular glass lamp, pencil, scale, protractor and a laser light. Let us move into the procedure. So to start the procedure, first we have to prepare a pro circle, for which we need a chart paper, and on this chart paper draw two lines passing through the middle of the paper. So this is one line. Let the point of intersection be O. Now place a protractor in such a way that it coincides with O and mark all the angles from 0 to 90 on both sides of the paper. So 0 to 90 like this, you have to mark all the angles. So after marking all the angles on both sides of the paper, now join all the points towards the center. So our pro circle is ready. Now place a semicircular glass lamp in such a way that its center coincides with O. Now pass the laser light in such a way that the light travels from rarer medium to denser medium. And we know that when the light ray is traveling from rarer medium to denser medium, the ray will move towards the normal. You can see here it moves towards the normal. Right. So when the light ray is incident at the center of the plane surface of a semicircular glass lamp, it undergoes refraction and passes through the glass lamp along the radius. So it comes out without refraction from the curved surface. So that is why semicircular glass slab is advantageous when compared to the plain glass slab in finding the relation between the angle of incidence and angle of refraction. Right. Now pass the laser light along a line making an angle of incidence to be 15 degrees. So here this is an angle of 15 degrees I am sending. So we are observing a refracted ray there on the other side. So we have to measure the angle of refraction. So the angle of refraction is nearly 9 degrees. So for an angle of 15 degrees, the angle of refraction is 9 degrees. So let us note these values in a tabular form. Now repeat the procedure by keeping at an angle of 20 degrees. So the angle of incidence is 20 degrees. And let us see the angle of refraction. So angle of refraction we are getting nearly 10 degrees. Now let us pass the laser light at an angle of 30 degrees. So when the light ray is incident at 30 degrees, so we are getting nearly 15 degrees. Now repeat the procedure with 40 and 50 also. And note the corresponding angle of refraction. So this is our observations. So for angle of 15 degrees, we got angle of refraction to be 9 degrees. So finding sin I, so that means 0.65 we will get, sin R 0.412. Sin R means sin of 9 degrees. So the ratio of sin I by sin R we got to be 1.57. So for 20 degrees we got the angle of refraction to be 10 degrees. So sin I is 0.91, sin R is equal to 0.544 and the ratio of sin I by sin R is 1.67. So for like that we have to calculate for 30 degrees, 40 degrees and 50 degrees. Then we got these values. So taking the average of these values we got to be 1.52. So this 1.52 will be the constant, that means sin I by sin R. So we got sin I by sin R is equal to 1.52. So previously we have discussed that sin I by sin R according to Snell's law, sin I by sin R is equal to N2 by N1. So N2 is a refractive index of glass medium and N1 is the refractive index of air medium. And we know that refractive index of air is 1. So I am substituting just 1 here. So we will get sin I by sin R is equal to N2 is refractive index of glass medium N2 by N1 is 1. So which implies sin I by sin R we got to be N2. So from here from the above tabular form we got sin I by sin R is 1.52 and here sin I by sin R is equal to N2. That means N2 is the refractive index of glass medium. So this is equal to 1.52. That means this sin 1.52 is the refractive index of the glass medium.